and welcome to our book club. This month we're doing something a little bit different because we've been struggling to come up with a book that we've read this month. So I'll let Gill tell you about hers.
Okay, well, I've decided to delve into the past and come up with a book that I read ages ago. It's called Dissolution by C.J. Sansom, and it's the first of 7. So it's the first of a series of essentially murder mysteries set back in the Tudor days.
Yeah.
So it sort of mixes fiction with some historical fact, I guess. So Henry VIII is around, Thomas Cromwell features quite a lot. And this particular one, which, as I say, is the first one in the series, is set, surprisingly, in a monastery, being called Dissolution. So Thomas Cromwell has sent round a whole bunch of commissioners to various monasteries up and down the country with a view to, well, their dissolution, I suppose. But at one of them, one of the guys that he sent, his commissioner, I can't remember his name, is beheaded. He's murdered and has his head cut off. And so Shardlake is dispatched by Thomas Cromwell to investigate. So it kind of goes from there, really. It's so yeah, just a good old-fashioned murder mystery. But yeah, highly recommend it. I've read all 7, and the 8th one is coming out in August. So a bit of catching up to do for everybody. But I think you'd really like them. I think they're.
I'm going to go out and get the first one, I think. It sounds really good. Didn't you say that Disney were taking up the
Disney are taking it up. And I was chatting with a patient a few weeks ago, actually, because he's a great fan of these as well, saying what a great TV series it would make, and wondering who on earth would play the part of Shardlake, because he's an interesting character. He's a hunchback, not particularly attractive, but very engaging character, quite funny. But yeah, who on earth are going to find to play him? Not quite sure. But it would be a great series. It really would be a great TV thing, I think. So yeah, highly recommend that.
Is it well written? Why do you think
beautifully
you like it so
written?
much?
He writes so well. He's a history professor, I think, studied history at university, so he is a historian. But yeah, the writing is great. It really, I don't know, it just sort of takes, not that I know what it's like to go back to Tudor times, but it just really evokes that kind of period. There's one in particular called Sovereign, which I think is the 3rd one in the series, where Henry VIII's court has to move to York, and it's just that whole thing of how they all got there, the sort of travelling, the massive undertaking it was to move a whole court from London to York, essentially just on horseback. And you know, the sights and the smells and the terrible conditions they had to put up with. But yeah, it's great. I would highly recommend it. I think a lot of people have actually read them. I think they're quite well known. But a lot of people I've talked to, you've not heard of them,
I've never heard of them, no. Can I read them? Do I have to read them in order?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Only because the historical part of it, you know, the history moves on in that sort of order. So if you read them, I mean, they're all standalone stories, but they do kind of follow on a little bit. So yeah, I would start with Dissolution if you're going to.
Yeah.
Going to give it a go.
I'm going to give it a go.
Excellent. What's yours?
Mine is a book called The Cloisters. Now, I have to admit that I haven't actually started reading it. I've read the first 2 pages and now it's sitting on my kitchen table. But I bought it from Waterstones, a lovely hardback book, and the cover is absolutely lovely. You can't really the colours are wonderful, and that's what really attracted me to the book. So I'll give you a brief outline. It's written by Katie Hayes, and it was the New York Times November 22 bestseller.
Oh, it's quite a new one.
It is quite a new one. It's about a young lady who goes to New York County to work. New York County? Where do I mean? New York City. City. It's a city, I think. To work in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. But in there, she finds that she doesn't go there. She's placed in the Cloisters, which is a Gothic museum, and it's a garden as well, where she becomes totally obsessed with fortune telling. After finding 15th century tarot cards, she becomes obsessed with those. Now, it sounds really, really great, but I haven't actually started reading it yet. I've read 2 pages, but now I've read the back of it, I sort of want to carry on, which is a really good thing.
What's it going to be about? Do we know?
About her? No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I just know that she becomes obsessed with it. I think it's a sort of gripping tale.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think she's in a very happy place. But I'm loath to say that because the last few books I've had have not been in a very happy place.
What a bit miserable your choices, haven't they?
I'm hoping this one's not going to be the same. But having read it, but it has got a lovely colour, and I am looking forward to reading it. And I do want to get my brain back into being able to read books again. because my attention span has become woefully short.
Okay.
So I will do it.
Well, maybe next time you can tell us all about it.
I will tell you all about it, and I will. That's it. I think that's a really good idea because I just need a way forward. But it's a beautiful hardback book, and I proudly look at it on my kitchen table. And I proudly walk past it, and I will start. I just need to pick it up. I need an end goal, and that's where I will go.
Okay.
So
well, next time we do this, you'll have to have
that's
read
it.
it.
You will hold me accountable to it, because that's what I need, is some sort of goal at the end of it, and I will come and tell you about it, and hopefully it won't be too dire. I'm hoping for a good story,
something a bit more uplifting than your normal.
Something uplifting, and maybe a bit of a love story. I don't know.
Nice.
I like a bit of a love story, so I'm hoping that's where it's going to go. I'll let you know.
So Dissolution, C.J. Sansom.
Cloisters, Katie Hayes.
Okay, have a happy Easter, everybody.
Bye bye now.
Bye.